Alrighty, so I'm off this morning on a little mission. We're just heading down to the fire station to pick up a new project. So, yeah, this is a 1950s Coventry Climax water pump. Been donated from the fire station. It's something I'm quite excited about. Thought about this thing for a long time, and an old mate, member of the brigade, has put it to the brigade and decided that they want to send it my way, have it looked after and done up a little bit. So we'll just jump in the car and enlisted the help of my dad with his ute and trailer to pick this thing up, and we'll yeah, got another couple of guys meeting us there to help us lift it and stuff, and we'll get it back here to the shed and start work soon. So hopefully this video works out alright, and yeah, I'll show you a bit more along the way.
Come here and give you young fellas a bit of a hand.
Here she is, sitting in the shed.
Oh, okay. Sure. Holy smokes.
It's definitely got size on its side, so we'll yeah. So here it is, back in my shed, unloaded. Yeah, what can I say? It's an awesome beast they have here. We'll run through when I've got a bit more time in the next couple of days. I've got work tonight, so I've got to go and rest up and get ready for a night shift, but at least it's yeah, found a new home. There's an extra log muffler down there on the floor that goes with it. But yeah, we'll run through and I'll walk you around a couple of little bits and pieces in the next couple of days once I've had a bit of sleep and it's my days off. So just thought I'd show you that. She's here now. Righto. Okay, so here we are now. I've got this yeah, this new project. This is the Coventry Climax pump. Tell you what I know about it so far and where it came from was an industrial board mills brigade here. When the board mills disbanded their industrial fire brigade that they had out there, this pump was taken to the local volunteer fire brigade. That was a long time ago. Pump's been, you know, used on and off. They were a competition running pump. And it's, yeah, it was last running. I remember it when I was a member of the brigade, and that was well over 8 or 9 years ago at least. They have apparently had it out once or twice since then, but not probably in the last 7 years, according to the guy that gave it to me, or that organised getting it to me. So yeah, they're an 1100cc or 1098cc 4-cylinder 4-stroke engine. Run at 3,500 RPM apparently, and put out 36 horsepower. That's the optimum they've got these for running, for getting the maximum water volume and water pumping capacity through them. 350 imperial gallons of water a minute. That's just under 1,400 litres. So about 7 times more than what the Scammell pump does. That does about 200 litres a minute. So yeah, it's a lot more powerful. Obviously, the size of it. Still got some fuel in it. I'm gonna probably just have a little go at it and see if it'll fire up and start for me this morning. I've only got the morning to have a little play. There's not much that I really know about it at this stage. It's like all the other projects that I have. I learn about them as I go on and share information as I go through them. Pretty cool. It's not a cross-flow engine. These Climax engines are both sets of valves and everything, the inlet and the exhaust are both off the same side. Theory behind that is that the heat from the exhaust manifold down low warms the inlet manifold and helps vaporise the fuel on its way in. From what I've read, they're supposed to be able to start and go straight to high revs. They don't need to heat cycle and warm up. They're quite robust in that way. Yeah, it seems to be all fairly intact, and you know, throttle linkages are free and working, the choke's free and working. It turns over. One thing I have been told is not to grip the handle, just to hold it loosely in case it decides it wants to kick back. It'll easily break your thumb if you're holding it and it grabs the wrong way and the starter lever comes back on your hand. It did take 4 of us to get this thing here, loading it on and off. It's supposed to be a featherweight pump, but I guess for its time it definitely was a lightweight, powerful version. So yeah, I'm just going to have a little play this morning, and that's probably about all I can tell you at the moment. If it runs, I'll film it. If it doesn't run, then you won't get to see it until it does run. So right, on with the project. Okay, so I've just been having a little bit of a play this morning. Just working through the three, the things I need to get this thing running: fuel and spark. So the mechanical fuel pump for this is around on this side of the machine here. Down in here, runs from the tank through the tap along this line. Mechanical fuel pump that pumps it back up to the downdraft carb. Fuel filter for this is a little gauze on the banjo bolt inside here. So I took all of that out and gave it a clean. It was all gummed up. Nothing was coming up through it. So we've got that sorted for now. But the pump is just not making enough pressure to push up there. I've got a little bit of fuel going up through it, but somehow I need to work on that a little bit more. And as far as spark goes, yeah, there's nothing at the spark plugs. Got the battery hooked up down here. When I spin it over with the distributor cap off, I see small sparks across the points, but nothing's coming through at the plug. I know the plug's good. I've just had the plug hooked onto the bar-fit Atom and turned that over, and the spark plugs have got good spark on them, so it's something in the distributor, the points or the coil. So yeah, we'll just keep plugging away at it. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Just yeah, something else to tinker with. It all turns over nice and free, so yeah. Right. Well, it runs. It starts. I'll give it another quick crank and see what happens, eh? Gotta be quite careful. But here we go. So this ignition system's well and truly got me baffled. Everything I've found, photos of these, excuse the smoke in here, is that this distributor should be a magneto. Whether that magneto's failed at some time and they've replaced it with this distributor battery and coil setup. So I've obviously got it hooked up to a 12 volt battery down here. So I'm not entirely sure how this thing's supposed to run. Maybe it only runs for as long as the battery's got charged to create the spark, because there's no alternator, no way to recharge the battery. So we'll just have to see what happens, make some inquiries, talk to Uncle Ralph over in Gisborne. He's done up a couple of these in his time. He might be able to shed some light, or he may even be able to come across a magneto, original magneto that I can swap back out instead of having that distributor in there. So yeah, I'm not completely up with the auto electrics of this. There is an extra wire coming back off the distributor. Have heard about some people saying that these could have coils to regenerate their own spark inside them, but I really don't know until I ask some more questions and do some more research. But yeah, really happy that it's running. I'll give it one more crank. Just didn't like it when I mucked around with the throttle. Probably need to do a bit more tuning and adjusting up in that carb. But we'll give it another crank and see what happens. She's pretty good. Far out. One-handed and holding the camera in the other hand's not the easiest. Let's try and back that off again. Sort of had a sweet spot in the throttle where it wanted to start, so try and get it in just the right place and see what happens. So yeah, that tells me that it's definitely using the battery to get it spark. So maybe, I don't know, like I said, got to ask some questions, find some more stuff out, but less she runs. So yeah, if you like this video, stay tuned. I know this last bit's a bit shaky because I've been doing it on my phone instead of with the camera and tripod, but I was down here and I left the camera upstairs. So yeah, hit the like, share, subscribe, add some comments, you know, bit of encouragement for this thing wouldn't go astray, and we'll get working on it. And once I've got some things tidied up and learned a bit more about it, we'll make another little video and see you there. Thanks for watching.